Please like and subscribe, and please click the notification bell.
Hi guys, kumusta kayo lahat? So today we're gonna review the 2006 Ford Focus 2.0 hatchback. So this is the top of the line Focus back in the day, back in 2006. So this is the MK2 chassis. So let's take a tour outside and I'll show you around and we'll do a little test drive and see how this drives after 14 years. So as you can see, so you have your Ford logo here, the classic Ford logo. So this particular car doesn't have projector headlamps. So these are the low beams, high beams, the signal lights here. Here's our fog lights. So the tires and the rims for these for this car is 205/55 R16. So stock mag siya. So fairly thick, but now alam mo, in today's market, cars are normally 18 to 19 inches in this segment. So this particular car, this is the top of the line version back then. It has a sunroof. So the antenna is at the front. Normally all cars now are nakatago yung antenna or nasa likod yung antenna. So this one is at the front. So hindi siya keyless entry. This is the key. So this is it's a flip key. So it's the Ford flip key. So you have your trunk, your lock, and your unlock. So it's a very simple key. Standard key. Go around here. So this is where I think personally up until today, after 14 years, it still looks like a good car. The design is very simple. So it has long taillights here. So something like the old Volvo cars also. So this is your third brake light. Your rear wiper. So because this is a hatchback, you can open it like an SUV. So they call it a 5-door hatchback. I said this one is not considered as it's considered as a door. So 5-door hatchback. So as you can see, it's very spacious sa loob. Tingnan mo, it's very big. And you got your spare tire, your donut tire. So there you go. Nice and big. So even the shocks are still original from day one. Then you have your backup sensors. So these are 3 sensors here. And of course your gas tank here. There. So this takes 91, 95 or even 100 octane. Depends on you. But normally even 91 octane is fine. So if you use Petron, it's extra. So we'll take a tour and I'll show you the inside. I'll show you also the engine of the car. And we'll do a test drive, a proper test drive. So now guys, we're here in the interior of the 2006 Ford Focus, so the MK2 chassis. So as you can see, so let's start with the dials first. So this car has 167,000 kilometers, almost 168. So still the original engine, original transmission, everything's original. So here in the menu, you could check your outside temperature, your average speed. Here's your average fuel consumption. So it has 14.8 liters per 100 kilometers. So the range is 103 kilometers now. So it's about 1/4. So a full tank would be around 450 kilometer range. So this is your stereo. So it's a standard stereo. So you have your FM, AM, then you got your volume controls here, right? So it's very standard. Here's your aircon. So it's dual temperature aircon for the front driver and for the passenger. So you have your modes here, your max, your auto, and you got your temperatures here, see? So low, high. So of course, 14 years magfe-fade talaga yung mga buttons. So nawala na yung symbols ng mga buttons here. But this is just for fan speed. So increase fan speed right there. Then you have your, before mga lighter, now you could use it for your charging your gadgets. So this is the gear shift. So it's a 4-speed automatic. So that's park, reverse, neutral, and your drive. Then you have your plus minus. So you could play with 4 gears here. Then you have your cup holders here. So this is not electronic. So this is just a handbrake, the traditional handbrake, which I like. Then you got your armrest here with a little things that you could put underneath. So this has leather and fabric. So you can see in the middle it's fabric, tapos leather siya. So guys, it's original leather, 14 years. And it's still in good condition. There's no cracks at all. Even the sidings here, as you can see, still nice. Even the door, the handles, the panels, everything's pretty good. The dashboard is nice and clean. It has it's plastic, but it has a very soft texture to it. So it's nicely padded. Then here's for your folding side mirrors here. So you can fold it out when you park your car para hindi tamaan, kasi of course mahal rin ang side mirror pag nasira. Then you got your side mirror adjustments here. Then dito, with this car, in other cars, these are all fully automatic. So even the rear, it's automatic. So that's a nice thing with this car. For the price, I think it was a little over 1 million pesos, brand new 2006. You get a lot of features. Because normally, mga Civics, the only thing that's fully automatic is the driver's side. But for this, it's all 4 windows. So you got your lock for the rear windows here. So here, so it's a European spec American car. So these are the headlights. So it's knob style. Then here's your adjustment for the light, for the instrument cluster, the lights. So it's color green. Then you got your, if you pull up, you have your rear fog lights, and you have your front fog lights here. You push it down, and there you go. Then you have your glove compartment here. So it's a decently sized glove compartment. Then if you look here, there's a auxiliary port here, so you could plug your MP3 players and stuff like that. It's a 4 airbag car, so driver, passenger, and you got your pillar airbags on the side. Then here you have your, of course, your lights here for the interior lights. Then you have your sunroof. There you go. So you can fully open it, and if you do smoke, there's a way to release. You could tilt it a little bit to open, and there you go. And it has a nice cover here. So everything's original. So 14 years, guys, hindi pa nagli-leak. Yung sunroof yan, hindi pa nagli-leak. So it shows the build quality of this car actually. I know a lot of people complained about the Focus after this car in particular. I think also the diesel power shift Ford Focus had problems. And also the newer Ford Focus, the dual clutch transmission had TCM problems. So Ford didn't really do a good job after the MK2 for me personally. I think they did too much, they put too much technology. They fickled with, instead of a traditional torque converter transmission, they did a dual clutch, which didn't do very well. So this is still a torque converter transmission. It's just a 4-speed, so traditional automatic. And it's still the original transmission until today, so 14 years. This is the back of the Ford Focus. So let's get inside. So there you go. So that's the front. There's you go, the sunroof right here. But the nice thing with this Focus, this MK2, it had rear aircon vents. I think all the competitors back in 2006, so the Civics, Corollas, Mazda 3, Nissan Sentra, wala silang rear aircon vents. So this is, you know, this is pretty good that they've installed it on a, you would say, a compact sedan and compact hatchback. So it's a nice added feature to have. Then you also have your parang tray dito, so to throw trash and stuff. And you got your pockets here to put your folders and stuff like that. So everything's original. See, 14 years. There's no rips or nothing. Diba? Then you got your center armrest, rear armrest, so you have your 2 cup holders. So this is like a rubber finish, so when you put your drinks, they don't make a noise and they don't move too much. So it's nice. So it's nice and padded in leather. So there's also enough space here. You could even put your clothes. And you got your rear interior lights here also. So yeah, that's basically, you know, the rear of the Ford Focus. Very simple, but see, I'm around 5'7", and I still have a good amount of legroom here. It's pretty comfortable. Of course, the driver positions to my height. Even taller passengers won't have a problem sitting at the back. A nice feature with this Ford Focus is when you press the unlock button long enough, let's say you park the car and mainit sa loob, to release that hot air, just press the unlock button for about a few seconds and everything opens. So all the windows, even the sunroof, so release all that hot air. So pagpasok mo sa kotse, it's not that hot. Tapos, when you want to close all the windows and sunroof, just press the lock button long enough. And there you go. Close everything. For this particular 2006 Ford Focus, the way you're going to open the hood is not from the inside. It's from here. Actually, you have to flip the Ford logo and use your key. You turn it once to the left and one to the right to release the hatch. So once you release the hatch, and here you go. So this is the 2.0 inline 4-cylinder engine from Ford. So it's 143 horsepower, 185 Newton meters of torque. So that's good power even in today's market, diba? So the numbers are pretty decent. And this is where your air filter is. Your fuse box here. And you got your coolant tank here. Your washer fluid there. So hindi siya hood shock, so it still has that old parang stand para to hold the hood. So this is the original engine here. So you have your dipstick here. Diba? So it's a very, very good engine. I mean, Duratec engines, pretty good. They use it for the Mazda 3 back then also. I know other cars like the Volvo, they also use the Volvo C30, I think use the same engine. So if you open the Volvo C30 engine, it's basically a Ford engine. So there you go. So guys, let's do a test drive. So don't forget, always wear your seatbelt. So we're just going to test drive around the village and see how it drives after 14 years. So guys, this is the 06 Ford Focus, so the top of the line. So it has a 2.0 4-cylinder engine, inline 4, 143 horsepower and 185 Newton meters of torque. So this has a 4-speed automatic with plus minus. So the nice thing about this Ford Focus, we get in the Philippines, we get the European spec Ford Focus. In the States, it's a different kind of Ford Focus. It's a different design. Interior and exterior is totally different. So we are lucky enough to get the European style. So I think we share the same engine as the Mazda 3 back in the day. So it's also a 2.0. And also the Volvo C30, which also used the Ford 2.0 engine. So you know, 143 horsepower even in today's market. Normally it has 155 for the newer 2.0 engines, which is not so far apart. So you're talking about 12 horsepower difference. So even in today's power and torque numbers, it's pretty relevant. The nice thing with this car, because it's hydraulic power steering, so you could really feel the road. You have a better feel for when you turn into corners and stuff. So I like it. In today's market where it's a lot of cars are electronic power steering, medyo ano may konting numbness yung steering ng mga newer cars. But like I said, this car was also known for World Rally racing before, just like Subaru cars. So the nice thing, if you look at the interior, it's very simple. Everything's easy to reach. So you have your aircon buttons, your stereo. The gauges are very easy to read. The nice thing with this engine, it responds very well. To think it's naturally aspirated. So mag-apak mo ng gasolina, the torque is instant, though it's not a turbocharged engine. It responds very, very well. You know, even after 14 years with 167,000 kilometers, the engine is, you know, it's still perky. It still likes to rev. And now I'm doing 2,000 RPM and I'm around 65 kilometers. So it's pretty good. It's very light. So it has the same, not really same, but it has that go-kart feel. So parang mga Mini Cooper na, di ba, Mini Cooper are known to have that go-kart feeling. Same goes with the Ford Focus. It's very, very easy to drive. Easy to park. It's not a big car. It's 170 inches in length. So it's not a long car. But it's pretty spacious. And also, you know, like I said, there's not a lot of blind spot with this car because it's a hatchback. So the back of the car, it's big. So you can really see at the back. So if you look at the interior, wala pang cracks. So 14 years, wala pa siyang cracks. So this is a first owner car. So, you know, as long as you maintain naman, hindi ka naman kaskasero, I mean, it's okay. The suspension is not too soft and it's not too firm. So it's right in the middle. So you could compare it to a lot of European cars before where suspension is not too firm, not too soft, which is good. You don't want the suspension to be too soft and you don't want it to be too firm. Lagi ka na low. Maybe it's also because of the rims. It's only 16s. But if you do put 18s or 19s, yun, medyo matatagtag yung ride niya. But like I said, I like it. I like how it drives. After 14 years of driving this car, it still drives very well. So this is my review of the 2006 2.0 Ford Focus hatchback. I hope you like the review. For more used and new car reviews, just stay tuned to my channel. And after the ECQ, I'm going to review a lot more. So thank you guys.